You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
What a beautiful day for horses in the morning.
You are listening to the #1 horse podcast in the world. Here's your entertaining look at the horse world and the people in it.
Well, good Friday morning, everybody. I am Glenn the Geek in Ocala, Florida.
And I'm Jamie Jennings in Norman, Oklahoma. You're listening to Horses in the Morning on the Horse Radio Network for Friday, January 31st, episode 3617, brought to you today by Kentucky Performance Products. Good morning, horse people.
It's Friday, and another weekend of riding is a few short hours away. Jamie and Glenn are here to help you make it through the day with some fun guests and some really bad ads. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, we do have some fun things planned for you today, and one of those is we have a woman by the name of Pippa. By the way, if I say the name Pippa, you know exactly what country she's from, right?
Hello, love.
Because it seems like the only people that are named Pippa are from the UK or from England. I don't know. But Pippa is going to join us. I love this concept, and I love supporting people and highlighting people who do cool things. And this is a cool recycling thing. She turns old saddles into beautiful saddlebags and purses. They're really cool. So
They're so awesome. This is awesome.
Something to do with old saddles, that just probably get ditched. And what's something that someone says that can immediately let you know that they know nothing about horses? There was a Facebook post on that with like hundreds of comments. So we're going to chat about that. And let's just say I went through a few of them last week at PodFest. And
boy.
Let me also just say, my attention span wanders when they start into these, and I don't know how you all pay attention. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, we have some really bad ads. And in the Auditor Post Show, it's Friday, the last day of the month, which means we're going to taste test some snacks, this time from Spain. And let me just say, I am not looking forward to this batch.
You know what I'm really excited about trying?
What?
Yeah, so when you think Spanish food, this is a once-a-month box that comes, and Glenn likes to torture us. and the commercials make it look so delicious. The people in the commercials are like delightfully enjoying everything. I would like to point out, though, when I think of Spain, I think of like gazpacho, and just healthy Spanish foods. I did not think about the fried egg flavored potato chips. I don't know if I can do it. You know what? Anna's home. I'm going to get her to do it.
Well, we'll do that on video also, so the auditors can watch that in the auditor room.
Yeah.
Something that was posted in the auditor room yesterday that I thought, you and I have done this show for a very long time. And I thought we knew everything there was to know about farms and tractors and horses. Then you'd learn something new and you go, I never knew that. And I thought they were lying. I really thought that they were pulling our chain. But one of the auditors posted, where do I find beet juice I think they were in Vermont. Where do I find beet juice in Vermont for my tractor tires? And I went, what? And apparently that's a thing. Beet juice is added to tires, particularly on tractors, to act as liquid ballast, providing extra weight that improves traction and stability by lowering the center of gravity. We used to do that with some chemical. There used to be some chemical. And apparently the reason that they use beet juice is it's non-toxic, non-corrosive to the wheels, and can withstand freezing temperatures, making it a safer option.
Now, as somebody who has recently experienced a harrowing drive from Austin up to Oklahoma City, trying to beat out a storm that was arriving, if you recall, a couple weeks ago, I had to go through that. On the road was these lines and swirls of liquid that had been laid down.
That's right,
and there were all the trucks
like
out.
A chemical.
And
yeah.
I asked what that was, and Farm Boy's like, that's beet juice, duh.
Is that what they use on the roads?
Yes, that's what they put on the roads down. I don't know about up north. I remember salt, but they put the beet juice down because it doesn't freeze. And I was like, that's way smarter than putting salt on it that goes up into your car and kills your car. So Yeah, that was a
didn't
thing.
know that either.
I didn't know people put it in their tires. I don't even understand how that works. Like, instead of air, do you put liquid? Like,
Yeah.
you know what?
We-
I have more
there-
questions.
There was a liquid we used to put in our tires. This is 30, 40 years ago, but I'm sure it was corrosive and deadly.
Well, why would the air in your tires freeze? I don't get it.
No, it's not the air. It's if you put liquid in, it freezes. So
Why would you put liquid in your tires?
it's to make it heavier. So it provides ballast. It's much heavier tire, especially in the wintertime. So you can get through easier. It just makes the whole tractor heavier.
Good Lord, I'm glad I don't live somewhere that has to do that.
I didn't know this, though, so that was something maybe one of you learned something new today, too, because I had no idea, and I thought we've heard it all, but apparently not. We got new things to learn here, Jamie. That's why we do the show.
Yep.
And we learn a lot from our listeners. Speaking of our auditors, we have a couple of them with birthdays this weekend, Nyla Ripka and Doreen Rose. Happy birthday to both of you. And I wasn't also do a Daily Winnie to a certain person that's been on the show a couple of times, many times actually over the years on our shows, and we're very proud of her, and that is the Chronicles Overall and Dressage Person of the Year, triple gold medalist Rebecca Hart. So Chronicle always does an overall, and they do an eventing Person of the Year and Dressage, but the fact that Rebecca got that, I'm so proud of her, and as I said, she's been on the show a number of times. She came on after she won the triple gold medals this year, but nobody deserves it more than her this year, so I'm very proud of her and happy that she got that. So good job, girl.
I got a text last night. NPS district. That's the Norman Public Schools where I live. NPS families. All schools will be closed Friday, January 31st due to the growing number of illness-related absences among staff, substitute teachers, bus drivers, and students. Please check your email for more information.
Oh my God, the flu's going around.
They canceled school today.
They didn't have enough bus drivers to get the kids there.
Well, they told us 2 days ago, they actually sent out a message like, if you have children taking the bus, please just drive them because there's no bus drivers and they're going to be hours late. So we ended up taking Anna to school. Now,
to the long drop-off line, which was 10 times longer than usual.
Oh, girl, listen, Glenn, I'm like, listen, when we get close to that school, open the door and tuck and roll.
And run.
I'm not going through that. I'm not going. And in high school, everybody is a 16-year-old driver that are trying to murder you. It's awful. The drop-off line in elementary school is one thing because you just get angry. I'm just angry. However, the drop-off line in high school is deadly fear. You're so scared you're going to get killed by some idiot who I was that idiot too, because I was 16 and drove to school. So idiots. But yeah, so disaster. Now here's the rub. I get that text last night. I'm letting the children watch Love on the Spectrum. I don't know if you've seen that, but it is a very heartwarming, sweet show that has many seasons now on Netflix, and it is called Love on the Spectrum. So we're watching that, and we're cheering for the guys who are getting the love and all that stuff. And then the text comes through and I'm like, oh my God, Anna. And so I read the message. Well, Lucas goes to a private school.
He doesn't have off.
It's the worst. It's the worst torture. And she's like, yeah, go to school. And he's like, is my school canceled? Oh my God. And so then so I had to wake up one child to go to school today. And it is just the worst torture. Could you imagine, Glenn, if you grew up in your household and school was canceled for one of your brothers, but not you?
No, thanks.
Oh, God. It is the whole way of school. I can't believe I have to go to school. It's so
how many
stupid.
people have to be sick that cancel school? A lot.
Well, I was looking at the flu map of the United States, and the flu is everywhere. But there are some states that are like they've got high and then super high. Oklahoma's on the super high. There's like 3 super high states, and I'm pretty sure that's what Anna and I had over Christmas and
you were really sick for a while.
Because I was really sick for a while, and turns out it was the flu. Who knew?
Well, you're doomed. You got one kid that goes to one school. You got another kid that goes to another school, and you got a husband that's an airline pilot in airports and airplanes all the time. You're doomed.
Flying petri dish. Yeah. Like, I get it. I'm screwed. Like, if anybody's going to get something, it's going to be me, because all these germy humans are bringing it into my house.
If it's any consolation, we never had kids, and I always got sick anyway. So, if that helps at all.
I think this is the first time you've been to Podfest and not gotten sick, though.
Yeah, and I don't think I had that one day thing, but I don't think that was from Podfest because it was too far after. It was like a week and a half after. So I probably got that at the grocery store. So yeah. Hey, there's a new game coming out. Okay, so what's one of the biggest complaints, Jamie, that us horse husbands have about their wives and their horses?
Oh, you want me to come up with one?
Yeah, just the one. One of the biggest ones that really kills a lot of early boyfriend, girlfriend, horse.
That we spend too much time with our horses.
And now you get to spend more time because they're coming out with a new game called Horses 2025 for the PlayStation. Experience the ultimate horse care and riding adventure. Discover the joy of building a special bond with your own horse through daily care, training, and exciting riding challenges. From daily grooming sessions to thrilling competitions, every moment strengthens the connection between you and your horse. Perfect for your riding ability, set new personal records, and become a true equestrian champion.
Hold on. I have to, Anna, what's the name of that horse video game you play?
Whether your horse is an enthusiast or dreaming of your first
I can't hear.
Horses 2025 can offer an authentic and engaging experience. I bet you don't have to clean poop anyway, so that's one positive.
I mean, Anna is addicted to this horse video game. She'll be staring at her phone. I'm like, are you on TikTok again? She's like, no, I have to feed my horses. And she breeds them and raises them and then races them.
Doesn't she have like a dozen horses she has to help feed for real?
I mean, I'm like, go feed the damn horses in the yard. Get off the video game. Yeah, but it's on her phone. So I don't know what this one is, but I think we need to get a PlayStation.
I want to know, is this strictly for, so the audience can chime in on this. You can let us know. Either email us or post in the auto room or something. Is this something that's really meant for teenagers, or do adults that have horses that actively take care of their horses, do they also do this? That's my question.
Well, I mean, Anna does it, so I don't know.
I don't know. I was just thinking, oh God, as a horse husband, she spends all the time at the barn and then she's home playing her game the whole time. So here's the problem with video games, and this probably would happen if I were to play a horse video game. So we have now that Anna's here and Lucas is here, we now will have Mario Kart tournaments at night. And oh, by the way, I'm the worst. Like, I mean, I'm like, what does that button do? Why are we doing? Hold on, what do you do? I constantly have no idea. I'm like, why did that guy just put ink on my face? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I hate playing video games. I'm not good at it. But what happens is when you're playing Mario Kart, you're driving like a lunatic, and you're just running up and down. And then I will be like, this is stupid. I have to go feed the horses. And then I'll get in my car and I'll drive down to the barn, and I drive like an idiot. Like, I can't separate real life, like from fiction, and I drive like an idiot. And I really think that if I were to play a horse video game where I ride like crazy, I would get on my horse and ride like an idiot. Okay. You're not allowed to do video games.
I think it's a really bad idea.
Yeah, I do too.
Really bad idea.
At least, when we play blackjack, nothing's going to happen when you leave the building, right? So there's nothing.
The only problem I have with blackjack is I can't count fast enough. I have to ask the dealer, what is that? 16. Okay, no, I'll hit that.
I had to practice that. I actually had to practice. I had to do like what were those cards called? The flashcards. I had to do flashcards so I could count fast enough to play blackjack. Oh, that's
4
funny.
plus 9. Wait, what? Hold on. 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. Got it.
So when I was younger, this is one of the things that drove Jennifer nuts. I have photographic memory for numbers. Not words, but numbers. It's a weird thing. And I tried to be one of those card counters, and I could almost get there. I could get about 75% of the way. The problem is when you're playing blackjack, you need to be 100% card counter. 75% don't count. So I never quite got there to being kicked out of the casino. So.
All right. So here's a random thing. I dated a guy when I lived in Ohio. And he was not allowed to be in most of the casinos like up in Toronto because he was a card counter. And when he would go, he would try to sneak into places and play until he would get kicked out. This is the quality of human that I used to date, just so you know. Got to kiss a lot of frogs, Glenn. So I would take the deck of cards and I would turn over 3 at a time. And I would throw 3 down on the table, 3 down on the table, 3 down on the table, 3 down. And he could tell me what the last 3 were. Like what? Yeah, that's how his brain worked. I thought it was pretty scary, to be honest.
Mine used to work that way. Not anymore.
No, I'm good.
All right, let's hear from Kentucky Performance Products, and then we're going to come back with our guest for the day.
She had waited all her life for this moment, dreaming about it since she was 10 years old. The trailer ramp touched the ground. He whinnied as she backed him out, swinging his head around to get a good look at his new home. His coat gleamed in the sun. Her love had arrived. She was breathless. He was beautiful. She could hardly wait to tack him up and start off on what she was sure would be the best times of her life. This love story is brought to you by Contribute, providing essential omega-3 fatty acids that help maintain low inflammation levels throughout your horse's body. The horse that matters to you matters to Kentucky Performance Products. Call 859-873-2974 or visit kppusa.com to order today.
Well, unfortunately, we've tried to get Pippa from Pippa's Saddlebags on the show, and we could not get through to her UK number, so we're going to try a different day. But, we do this show, what we call as live. We record it in order, and you get what you get. So,
and you don't throw a fit.
Yeah, that's right. Or we'll stop the car and you can walk. So.
Yeah, I will turn this car around, Glenn, if anybody complains. Yeah, we tried, but Skype calling UK numbers is, sketchy at best, so we did the best we could, and we need to use WhatsApp. That's what they all use, Glenn.
I know. I haven't figured out how to record off of WhatsApp, so that is the problem. And we could talk to them, but nobody else would hear it. So in any case, how's your arm doing?
Oh, look at that. It's really fun. I'm having a great time wearing a brace and going to physical therapy. It's super awesome. But I just got a text asking me a second ago, when are you going to be able to ride? Because there's like all these clinics and all these springtime events that people want to do. And so I had asked my physical therapist when it sounds so bougie to be like, my physical therapist, his name is Mason. And I asked him when I could
of course, his
do
name
that.
Is Mason.
Yeah, Mason, the physical therapist.
Is he built
he's
like
a grizzly. He's a bearded
dude.
man.
Yeah,
he's a big dude. Yeah. So I asked when I would be able to, do things, and he said, he goes, what are some of the things that you do on a regular basis? Because I could hold the reins, right? Like my arms low. It's just raising my arm in the air that is not acceptable. And I was like, honestly, I'm having to blanket horses right now, and I'm throwing. I basically have to have Ginger throw the blanket up, and I do all the buckles. That's basically what I do. I said, so honestly, the biggest challenge right now, because I'm working Ace almost every day, but Anna has to put the saddle on him, and so I said,
ride?
I think. No, I haven't ridden yet. No. God, well, I couldn't get on because I can't reach my arm up even to the mane.
It's your left arm, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And you kind of need 2 arms to climb up on a horse. I was like, if we can figure out a way to get Chad's tractor and move it next to Ace and
do the bucket,
lift the bucket up, and I could scoot from the bucket onto the saddle, I would be fine.
Please video that for me.
Well, I realized Ace would probably head to Texas. So he is a young thoroughbred. I would be in big trouble. I could probably get on Duke that way. You know what? I'm going to put that on my list for the weekend activity. However, back to that, my graduation from physical therapy is when I can lift a saddle up onto the back of a horse. at all. I mean, I can't. I'm getting to the point where I can like move my arm about 6 inches in front of me.
I was just going to say, can you get up straight yet?
Oh God, no.
Oh.
No. It turns out I saw the x-rays and they literally removed like 2 inches of my collarbone. So things are little on fire. Yes. They took all the bone spurs out.
So this was much more serious than the other one you had done?
No, the other one was way worse. So I would also like to say that I am pulsing like PEMF, and I'm using, the Tad Coffin Theratree. Then he has those little E-wells. And so I have that clipped onto my brace. So I'm sporting an E-well and pulsing every night. And
you're doing all the Chinese medicine rituals here. You just need acupuncture and you're good to go.
It is going so much better than the last one. But it was the exact same surgery, but the other one was much harder, probably because I'm right-handed. So this left one, this is boring to talk about, but I just need to throw a saddle up. And I was like, Mason, how are we going to do that here in this physical therapy unit? And he said, weigh your saddle and we'll come up with something, and we'll come up with like a bar that you have to put a weight on that is as high as your horse's back. And I was like, that's awesome. So as soon as I can simulate in physical therapy, lifting a saddle up and placing it on the back of a horse. That's when I graduate.
One of the Wintex, not one of the heavy ones, right? So
this tiny, I have a carbon fiber tree saddle.
How about a kid's Wintex? That'd be good.
It's like 4 pounds. I might just bring the saddle.
He wouldn't know the difference. He would just think that was normal.
I mean, obviously, I think he thought I was like some cowgirl who was going to schlep some big old Western saddle in. I'm like, no, I can't lift that on a regular day, much less after this. So
that's funny. All right, we're going to hear from Equestrian Plus, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about a Facebook post that I saw, and then we'll do some really bad ads, give away some prizes this at the end of the month here. So it's prize time. We have some fun ads for you today as well.
Recharge your training program with Equestrian Plus. Equestrian Plus brings together top riders, trainers, and professionals onto one video platform. Watch over 5,000 how-to training videos, clinic and event footage, exclusive training sessions, and more, featuring top experts including 5-time dressage Olympian Stefan Peters, 5-time Olympic show jumper Ann Krasinski, Olympic eventer and silver medalist William Fox Pitt, and more. Join Equestrian Plus now and use promo code HRN15 for 15% off your first month. Visit EquestrianPlusPLUS.com to subscribe.
So I saw this post. Where was it? The Trainer's Loft. It's a Facebook page called The Trainer's Loft. I'd never been there before, but they actually have some interesting posts and they ask some interesting questions. And what they posted was, what's something someone can say that immediately lets you know they know nothing about horses? And there were almost 400 comments on here. So some of these were good. Well, one that you hate. The first one I saw was from one of our listeners, Amy, and you hate this one. And this is probably why it came to her mind, because you talk about it all the time, is the horse does all the work.
Oh God, everybody hates that.
I know. And it's one of the most common ones too. The one that I got last week, I was at PodFest and podcasting conference, and as soon as they see cowboy hat, they ask. And Taylor posted, I rode a horse once. Let me tell you about it. Oh my God, Jamie.
Oh no, it's not. Let me tell you about it. Here's what they say. So I was in, Jamaica, and I got put on this horse, and I rode it once, and it ran me underneath the trees and brushed me off, and then it bit me. And everybody has like some horror story about getting bucked off
and
of
and
a
it
horse.
goes on and on. They always take like 10 minutes to tell this story. And you and I have had this happen to us, this particular scenario, about 1 million times. And it's really difficult for me to focus when they're talking. Just tune out.
Here's my standard response is, wow. Somebody, when they say like, oh, I was at my uncle's farm and he put me on a horse and it bucked me up. Everybody has some story about getting run under a tree and getting bucked off or getting bit. All I do is whatever I blanket say, wow, that was somebody who was very irresponsible around horses. That's all. And
that shuts down the conversation. I like that.
Stops it. It stops it. But wow, that person was very irresponsible.
Because nobody wants to pursue it after you say that.
Yeah, no, it shuts it down pretty good, but it's the truth. Like, I wouldn't put somebody on a horse that's going to go buck them off and run them under a tree or like anything like that. Like that person is very irresponsible. So that's what I say. And it just stops the whole thing. Wow. Yeah. That person is very irresponsible with you.
I love, Sarah said, that's a pretty Mustang, referring to any horse.
Oh. Is that a Mustang?
Yeah. Mars says, you just need to show him who's boss.
God,
Oh.
I see that all the time in like ads. You know, when you're looking at horses, like obviously you need to show him his boss. That reminds me of like, you know, when I was growing up, that's what people said around horses. Show him who's boss. Get on there and show him who's boss.
Actually, they said that about dogs too, didn't they?
Yeah.
My grandparents had horses when I was young, and then the story starts.
Yeah, that's when the story starts. Yeah.
What do you here? Aaron said, "What do you mean by cast?" I don't know that one ever comes up. I've never had that one. I want them. I have a young child, and I want them to get a young horse so they can grow up together. Oh, that's Jamie and I. That's Jamie and I's favorite.
I love this one from Lori. It says, "How old is your pony?" 27. So how big will she get? Like, no. They're just people always when they come up, because I grew up in Atlanta. You know, like the horse thing was completely foreign to most. And how big is it going to get? No, it's full grown. That's a full grown horse. Okay, you know, like you see a Great Dane and a wiener dog.
Yes.
And they're both dogs.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I get it all the time. And I understand this one because, you know, you wouldn't know this unless you know, is the pony thing. Because they think ponies are just small horses, you know, baby horses. And then they grow up to be a horse, and they don't get that. But I can forgive that one because, you know, unless you're in the horse world, you're not going to know a pony is height related. But that's the one we get all the time. I can't tell you how many times, and we live in a horsey neighborhood. The first neighborhood we lived in here in Florida was a horsey neighborhood, kind of like the one we live in now. And we used to take the horses for hand walks all the time. Well, Nigel's about 16.3, and Scooter's, you know, 12.3. And
it's his baby.
Yes. Every time there'd be somebody ride by, cute baby, nice baby, because the two of them side by side, he kind of does look like a baby, you know?
Is that her baby?
Yes.
Oh,
both boys.
No.
Yeah,
I love this one. Obviously, of horses. Oh, so I must be a jockey.
Yes,
no, obviously,
because everything's racing. Yep,
everything's a racing horse. Yeah, I do remember too growing up in Atlanta when people would say, "Oh, can I come out and ride your horse?" Standard blanket response for this. Would you like to not shut it down? Just shut it down. I say, oh, I like you too much for that.
Oh, I like that one. That one's good too.
Yeah, that's good. I'm sorry. I like you too much for that. I wouldn't do that to you.
Because that throws it back on the horse, not you. Or not them. I mean.
Because they think all horses are trained and easy to ride.
Right.
No. Oh, blindfolds on horses. I get that.
Yes.
Why does your horse have a blindfold on?
Yes. Well, we all get that one from fly masks for sure. Can my kid ride your horse? Riding is easy. The horse does all the work. That's again one. They don't get heights at all. Yeah. No, but nobody. That's another one I can forgive because you're not going to understand hands if you don't know anything about horses.
I think this one's frustrating too. Like when I talk about Duke, I'm like, oh yeah, he's in his 30s. Oh my God, how long do horses live?
Well, that is a good question.
Give a death date to you on how my horse is amazing and he's still alive. Like, no, he's old. He's like really old. But like, how long is he going to live? I'm sorry. Do you have a death date for yourself? No. Sorry. I get that a lot.
We're all heading towards death, Jamie. We're all
marching towards death, even the animals.
Do you have to trim its fingernails? Or do you have to trim its feet? And they just don't. They don't even know that's a thing. So I get that one a lot.
Somebody said, "Oh, horses are such gentle creatures." That's what they hear.
They don't see yours when you get them.
No.
Pony a baby horse. Yep, that's one we talked about. You have a dead horse in your field? Yep, we've all had that one.
Yeah.
You know what, though? I got to admit, for some reason, maybe it's because we haven't had a youngster around. Do your youngsters, the 3 and 4 year olds, lay down a lot? Because James, Jennifer's new horse, is 3, going on 4. He takes 12 naps a day. And it freaked us out at first because I guess we just haven't had a youngster around in a while. Do yours do that?
I can't say that. I mean, Duke lays down the most and he's the oldest. So I can't say that. I mean, we have like kind of like designated nap times. So I'll look out and everybody except for one of them is laying down sleeping. And it's usually as soon as I get off the show here, I go outside and they're all sleeping. So I don't think it's a baby horse thing.
Okay. Well, maybe he's just a unique individual. It freaked
Wait a
us out at
second.
first.
You know what happened is he's really, really sick and you need to call the vet and spend about $4,000 diagnosing a horse that just sleeps a lot.
Jennifer has not done that, by the way. She's like, well, if he dies, we'll know we should have called the vet. But he's fine. He just seems to be sleepy.
Oh, when people say their horse is 18.5. The horse is
They
like
do that in all the
18.5.
ads we read.
Yeah.
I'm so afraid of them. I get a lot of people in my world that are really afraid of horses. And you ask why, and they're just because they're big, I think. They don't really have a reason. And maybe that's better, that they're afraid of them. Rather than, walking up to the fence, pulling over the car and walking up to the fence. Maybe that's better. There was a lot of them. The horse does all the work. I was once bucked off. That's another one. They get male and female, gelding, colt, all of that, stud. They always get that mixed up.
It's a filly colt.
Yeah.
So I had a person who was interested in adopting one of the thoroughbreds that was here. And so just side note, you guys, if you're ever watching the videos on my Facebook page, Flyover Farm, all the time, if you see a horse that is wearing two halters, one regular halter and one dually halter, that means it's a horse I can't catch. So don't inquire about that one yet. Then there's also the horses that look like they are decked out. When they are ready to be adopted, I will put a proper bridle on them, like a leather bridle with like nice reins. They will be wearing white-ish boots. They will have a nice saddle on. And when I'm ready to have a horse adopted, I really dress them up, make them look really nice. That means if you're ever watching the video, like, oh, he's got boots on and he's got that. Oh, he's ready to go. That means he's ready to go. So somebody was interested in adopting one of the thoroughbreds, and Nelda from the Horse and Hound Rescue called me and she said, yeah, got this guy. They were going to watch your video. So, I spiffed him up. I got him his mane brushed and trimmed. I put a nice bridle on him. I put the nose bin on. I keep it really loose, but it looks so nice, and I put some white boots on. And apparently he called Nelda and said he was not interested in adopting the horse anymore. And she said, why? What happened? Well, he's obviously hurt. And she was like, what? What do you mean he's hurt? Well, he's got bandages on his legs. Why is he wearing bandages on his legs?
Oh, they can't. I hope you shut that one down quick.
I was like, do not let that person have an off-the-track thoroughbred under any circumstances. No. She's like, yeah, I got that. Yeah, as spiffed up with the boots on, they were like, no, we don't want him. He's hurt. He's wearing bandages. I'm like, it was just to make you look pretty.
I told this story before. It's been a while, though. Jennifer had a student at the barn when she was teaching lessons all the time, an adult student, probably in her mid to late 20s. Took maybe 4 months worth of lessons, and then without telling anybody, went out to the track, got a horse at the track, brought it home, got on to ride. First time on the horse, got bucked off, hit a wall, and broke her neck.
Oh.
And she was fine. She recovered. But maybe, and I cannot tell you, Jennifer would tell every student, you don't need an off-the-track thoroughbred. But it's like that dream that they have. We're going to grow up together. Or like this one, I'm going to get my kid a mini because they're small and they look so gentle. No.
To be fair, that could have happened on any breed of horse.
That's true.
The person was setting themselves up for whatever disaster was going to come their way.
And I also think if they've had 3 months of lessons, they're an expert, but
yeah. I just often think like it's like people that say, and this is going to get in tangent, and you can send all your complaint emails to Jennifer@horseradionetwork.com. When people say, oh, I hate thoroughbreds, or like there's a local barn here that won't train thoroughbreds, and there's people that they hate Arabians. Those people hate Arabs. I hate thoroughbreds. Do you know why they hate those horses? Because they're not good enough. to be around those horses. They're not good enough trainers. They're not good enough at being sensitive and soft and light and understanding communication. Those people want a quarter horse that they can bully and beat up. And you know what? You know what? You send your complaining mails to me. I'll take it. Jamie at horseradionetwork.com. Go ahead.
It.
I'll take it. Just send them to me. Just skip the middleman. But it's true. Like when people come in the barn, they're like, I hate thoroughbreds. I'm like, well, you're in the wrong place. And obviously that means you're just not good enough because they're too sensitive for you. Sorry. Tangent. Go ahead. Anything else on the list?
Well, you know, that's true of almost anything you try in life, right? It is true, except the horses can hurt you. You know, if you act that way and you do those kinds of things when you're playing golf, you're probably not going to die. So, you know, I
don't know. Have you seen me drive a golf cart? It's like Mario Kart.
All right. Well, let's go to do something different. I think all the rest of these looked like they were pretty much repeats of what we've already done. So I think it's time to look at the quality that is the horse world, what we do every Friday.
He says one thing and he means another, but hey, he can't help it. He's a horse trader. Horse trading. Well, it's a laissez-faire. Let the buyer beware. Horse trading. They tell a low-down lie with a sincere stare. Horse trading. Well, if they're talking in circles and the deal ain't square, he's a master in the fine art of persuading. Horse trading.
That's right. It's time for Really Bad Ads. That time of the week when listeners submit ads from Craigslist or Facebook or someplace, and we just have a little bit of fun with them. We give away prizes every month to people who submit, and this month we have some books that I'm getting out of my studio here. So we're going to be sending out some books to 3 lucky winners, and I'm going to bring up the spreadsheet. Jamie's going to pick the winners for us, and these are all people who submitted, and if they read their ad and sent us a sound file, they get 2 entries for that, like Lorene did today. And then if they do it in an accent other than their own, they get 3 entries. So I have a spreadsheet here between 1 and 191, Jamie. You're going to pick the first one's going to win Preparing Your Horse or Donkey for Veterinary Care, Practical Training to Establish Good Behavior, Relieve Stress, and Ensure Safety. I'm kind of feeling like everybody that wrote these ads today should get one of these books.
You know what? Share the book. Let's go with number 1.
Oh, look at you. Making it easy on me today. Rosemary Root. Congratulations, Rosemary. You get the book. We'll get that sent out to you. And the second one is Newcomer to the Horse World by Andrea Sinner. She demystifies the often bewildering culture, traditions, conventions, and unwritten rules. There's so many things, like we just talked about, that you have to know about the horse world and you don't know when you come into it. I feel like these 2 books should go together, actually.
I'm not trying to waste time. I'm going to go with number 2.
Nicole Gonzalez Hatfield. And if you guys are experts and get these books, give this to somebody you know that's just getting into horses as a gift.
I was going to say, I don't think Nicole is a newcomer, but she must know them.
Yeah, everybody knows a newcomer that says, I want to get a horse, tell me about it. Give them the book. And then the third one is Your Complete Guide to Equine Arenas by our friend Abigail Boatwright, How to Build and Maintain an Ideal Riding, Ring, and Training Space from the Ground Up.
No, number 3.
Allison Brisberg. Congratulations, Allison. I hope you're planning on building an arena sometime soon. If not, you know somebody who is. You can give them the book. So congratulations to the 3 of you. And leading off the day today is somebody that submits almost every week. I feel like she should have her own show, actually, just because. This is
love her.
This is Lorene.
Hi, good morning. It's Lorene Barden, and I'm going to read a really bad ad. And this is a Craigslist ad. And it's titled Horse for Sale $1,000. 2 years old mare and female horse for sale. Thought a mare and a female horse were the same thing, but maybe not. $1,000 each, both $1,500. Healthy quarter horse, halter broke, 14.3 hands still growing. Bring your large trailer. Text only, no negotiation, no additional photos. Wow. So I don't know what this mare does, and I don't know what the female horse does either. It doesn't tell you. But there's no negotiation, so you can have them both for exactly $1,500. Thanks for listening. Bye.
I thought it was $1,000. What did I miss in that ad?
Here's what you missed. Craigslist.
Nicole, actually, one of our winners today, sent this one in. Free donkey / burro gratis in Ellenboro. I love the fact that they say free donkey and also put gratis. Make sure that you know this one's free. Male donkey free. 2 years with him. I have never tried to catch him, so I don't know if it's possible.
Nice.
Then you really haven't spent 2 years with him, have you?
Oh my God, this poor thing. You know how long his feet are?
Oh, I didn't see the picture. He kind of looks like he's 80 years old.
I know, but I don't know if he has long feet. I'm just imagining. I'm like, if you haven't even caught him in 2 years, like, oh my gosh.
Bring your dart gun.
Yeah, right? Oh my God. I got to tell you, I'll come up with the name of it. Anna made me watch a German horse movie. It was.
In German?
Yes.
With subtitles?
No, with voice dubbed.
Oh.
Like voice. Oh my God. Can I just give you the plot of this real quick? I mean, I can't. I'll give it to you real quick. Okay. Right. So this girl, she's living in the city, but she's getting in a whole lot of trouble at school. So her parents sent her to live with her grandmother, but she didn't even know that she had this grandmother. And turns out this grandmother is a multi-Olympic champion in show jumping. And so she has to go live on the farm with her grandmother, who she doesn't know, for the summer. And so she takes 2 trains to get there, gets out, and gets picked up at their meeting point on a tractor by like an 18-year-old hottie.
Of course. Were they losing? Was the grandmother about to lose the farm? Please tell me.
I don't know, because there's 3 of them, and I got through about 3/4 of the first one. So she goes in. Okay, it gets better. You guys, this is not only the U.S. So she goes to the farm, and she is in big trouble. So she's supposed to just stay in her room, and she's supposed to be kept an eye on by the 18-year-old hottie. So she's staying in her room, and she sneaks out. She walks out one night. She's hungry, and so she walks down to the kitchen, and she goes to get a snack, and she picks up an apple and decides to walk around outside. And so
why
she
is
goes
it always
into
an
the
apple
barn.
too? Nobody eats like muffins anymore.
So she takes the apple, she takes a bite, and she goes to walk outside, and she walks into the barn, and she sees all the horses with their heads hanging out. And then she notices one stall in the back that is completely locked up. Like, you can't get in the stall and the horse. And so what does she do? She opens the stall.
Was it black? Please tell me it was black,
in.
Stallion.
Of course it was black. So she goes in the barn, and she gives the horse the apple, and she decides she's really tired. And so she just lays down in the straw and goes to sleep. And so she wakes up in the morning.
With her face kicked in? Please tell me her face was kicked in.
No, she wakes up because somebody walks in. You see a gun poke in through the stall, and boop, they dart the stallion, and he immediately drops to the ground. They're like, "You could have been killed." Well, turns out this is like a really dangerous horse. And they were like, "You got to keep the padlocks on the stalls," to the young 18-year-old boy who's supposed to be watching the 15, 16-year-old girl. So they all go, guess what? She has developed a connection with this wild stallion who will attack people and kill people. So she's spending all the time in there. She saw where he hid the key, and she's been taking the key and going into the stall to take care of the horse. And so she goes in the stall, and one day she's like, "You know what? I think you should get out of the stall, because it's cruel to keep you in the stall." So she lets him out of the stall and goes to take him out, but boom, he runs out the door and he's gone. And of course there's like the bitchy girl who is like riding the snotty horse who looks just like Ace. And so she's the snob. And so she's the like champion show jumper. And obviously this girl has never ridden a horse. Well, the horse escapes. And it turns out there's an old man that lives down the street that's like super gentle with the horses. And he gets the horse captured into the paddock he's in, but nobody can catch him. And they're like, "He's dangerous." And she walks out into the field and walks up and like immediately goes and snuggles him, because they have a connection, because she gave him an apple on that one time in the middle of the night and fell in love with him. And so then she is with the horse, and nobody can tame him, but she walks him around, and turns out like it was like the most amazing Liberty work. If she just walks sideways, he side passes in front of her, and if she walks backwards and she raises
this is
her
why
arms,
people have all the misconceptions about horses right here.
This is the exact reason for all the comments that we read earlier.
Yes.
And so anyway, she's got this horse, and she's gonna go, and then of course, you know, there's a giant show in 4 weeks coming up, and champion is this bitchy girl who rides a horse that looks like Ace. And so obviously she can't win the competition, and this horse is going to be put down by the Hungarians, who are going to come and pick it up. And so they're going to shoot him, or they're going to send him to like a really bad trainer. So she gets the horse, and she goes. The Hungarians are the bad guys.
Apparently
I don't know who the Hungarians.
The horse mafia is in Hungary.
They're Hungarian, according to this movie. I don't know. It was translated, it was dubbed. I don't know what they were saying. So anyway, the Hungarians are going to come. So she's got to get the horse tamed enough to go to the show. But of course, she's never ridden. So what do? They take the horse into a river, into a lake, and she jumps on the horse in the lake and comes out, and they canter around. They've been together like, it's like she's been riding forever. She learned to ride in 30 seconds. And so then fast forward to like the day before the competition.
How do these get made?
The day before the competition, they're doing like their final lesson. Her grandma's teaching the bitch girl who rides a horse that looks like Ace. And they're like falling over the jumps. And the girl's like, he's just not picking up his legs high enough. He's just not picking up his legs high enough. And the coach, the grandmother is like, you've got to get him to pick his legs up. His show's tomorrow. And then enter, the gates open. And here comes the girl on the black stallion riding in, and he's been in a stall for like months. I was thinking like, this is a terrible idea. He's going to like bow a tendon or something because he's completely not trustworthy enough to jump over 4.5 5-foot fences. What does she do? She comes out, she jumps all the fences. He picks up all his legs perfect. He's amazing. And they're perfect. And everything is great. And they're like, wow, you're amazing. And I can't believe it. Anyway, the grandma's like, oh, well, I guess we have our superstar for the competition for tomorrow. Okay. Well, then the bitchy girl that rides a horse that looks like Ace got really mad and goes into the veterinarian's truck and takes out this caustic substance and rubs it inside the show jumping boots. And then girl, she is. And so the girl's getting ready for the competition. She takes the boots up. She's like, oh my God, you got to put these boots on that protects his legs when you're show jumping. And then she goes out to show jump and the horse is acting completely weird. And he's like snorting and stomping and he's very upset. And then the 18-year-old boy who was driving the tractor notices that something smells funny. Oh my God, she's got that stuff in the boots. And at this point, the guy runs out to try to like help her and stop. He's like, stop, you're going to get hurt. And he falls over and almost gets killed. And she takes the horse and runs out because the Hungarians have showed up to take the horse, Glenn,
There's a lot going on
the
here.
day of the competition. And she gallops out. And I said, oh, hold on, pause the movie. I got to pee. And so we pause it and there's like 40 minutes left.
Oh, God.
And I was like, I'm sorry. I can't do anymore.
And tell me the dubbing was really bad and didn't match the lips either.
Oh, gosh. German to English, Glenn. No, of course not.
Yeah, because their words are always 12 times longer than ours.
Yeah. And so you see them speaking German, but they're coming out with the English. And the girl's voice is, and it was like, oh my God, why is her voice so high pitched? She's like, I just love this horse. He and I are
It's the only voice actor they could get for $12.
Yes.
This is why people think the things they do about horses is because stupid crap like this gets made.
It was called like Wind Song or Wind something.
I will tell you that I'm confident that Lisa Wysocki, when her series gets made, she's the consultant and going to be consulting on the horse stuff that we won't hopefully see.
She really needs to watch these movies and pick up some tips. By the way, there are at least 3 more in the wings waiting. So I'm super excited to continue.
Think? Please tell me she didn't like it.
Oh, no, it's her favorite movie.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole series. She's like, okay, well, this series, it's called like Wind Song in English, but it's really not Wind Song in German. Okay. It's like Western Wind or something like that. Anyway, there's a whole thing. Yeah. It's her favorite movie. And she was dying for me to see it. And so I loved it and it was beautiful. And but to be fair, this is the most beautiful black horse I have ever seen. Oh my God. And he had this beautiful long mane.
Was he really a stallion?
Yeah, I saw his balls like when he goes galloping off. You can see balls. So he was so beautiful, but was so interesting, Glenn. He was
the mare.
Yeah, right? Jet solid black and this really long mane. But do you know what was so weird? Is the bottom half of his mane was white. He had frosted tips. Like it was awesome. He's so pretty. I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about, but I love that horse. He's so pretty. And he does the coolest Liberty tricks. But of course, she just tamed him to do that. Okay. And he was wild and he was going to get killed. And I'm pretty sure in movie 2 or 3, they're going to come to have the realization that she has to save the farm. I mean, obviously.
Well, let me just talk to the audience for a second. You all thought you were going to get a shorter show because the guest didn't show up today?
Sorry.
Katie. Let's do Katie.
Oh, God, I'm exhausted.
By the way, that was very well told. I loved how you kept getting faster and faster and faster.
This is from the horses in New York and Pennsylvania and surrounding areas.
I got to circle back because I do have a question. Did she get together with the 18-year-old tractor dude yet? Or is that coming for a future movie?
Like I said, there was 40 minutes left. 40 minutes. I was like, this is the longest horse movie I've ever seen in the history of the world.
I to spend a lot of time determining that this horse was wild and crazy and couldn't be ridden.
There were so many training montages, and like at one point the old man is like trying to teach her to ride, and so he has her standing on a dock in the water, and she's trying to, he's like, you can't ride until you have balance, and she's like having to stand on one leg on this dock and like falling in the water. It's like Karate Kid.
It's like Karate Kid.
Yeah, I was like, I can't watch this training. I can't watch another slow motion training montage. You have to fast forward, and so we fast forwarded through a lot of it, and it was still long. Okay, I love Anna. From the page, this is the Facebook page, Horses, New York, Pennsylvania, and surrounding areas. My kid didn't scream in horror while getting on this pony, and yours shouldn't either. Smile emoji. That is a really good start. Listen, when your mom is the pony lady, you've seen some S, okay? My kid knows a good one from a bad one, and this fat little critter is a drill sergeant of a pony that knows its job. As in, pack around, don't toss a small human, vacuum up crumbs, and smile through the pain of finger paint. What? Puddin', it's puddin' without the G, get it right, is 10.2 hands and 10 years old, not so lean, not mean, kick a pony mare. 100 pounds of me has been hacking this pony around in the woods lately, and she has absolutely hauled me all over the place. Snowbanks, hills, rocks, cornfields, the road, you name it. I have since handled the ride. This is really hard to read because it's so small. I have since handed the riding responsibilities to my soon-to-be 3-year-old, and sure enough, that kid treats this pony just as his personal little limo. Puddin' is totally understanding of sloppy hands, unnecessary kicking feet, screams of joy, and incredibly inconsiderable dogs that just like to yap, yap, yap. Puddin' loves to ride around and explore, never being barn sour or fresh. She'll even walk, trot, and canter. Puddin' is an actually friendly, and you don't have to grab the inhaler after going to get her from the pasture. She is right there and gladly meets you at the gate. In the barn, Puddin' stands quiet, picks up all her feet, stamps to be groomed, intact, loads, and pretty much puts up with any ridiculous thing you throw at her. Okay, Puddin's adorable.
Puddin is adorable. Was I the only one thinking you found the perfect pony for your 3-year-old and we're going to sell it and break the 3-year-old's heart?
My thing was, she said almost 3-year-old, and you have got to be out of your mind to put your 2-year-old on a pony and like let it go.
Bareback, by the way, in the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No helmet.
Yeah.
Bareback with a lead rope and halter.
So we're going to sell the pony that's perfect to get one that isn't.
This is not really a thing. Like, it's either $10,000 or it's a fake.
Yeah, I'm wondering, because I didn't see a price in there either. So I don't know. That would sound fishy, although she was a good writer. I give her that.
I'm exhausted.
Paige sent this one in. This is in Jacksonville, right up the road from me. Anonymous, because my family doesn't need to know I'm getting a pony, ha ha ha. Looking for a cheap project pony. I got one right above. This is perfect. We get the two together. Got a mini that would make a devil cry. A pony who chases children and terrorizes everything alive. Nope, not the one above. Forget that. Yep. I want it as long as its confirmation is technically rideable. I want it. Ugly is okay. Mean is okay. Possessed by a demon who crawled from the 7th circle of hell is okay. Give it to me. I want a small pony project who will give me lots of work to do and eventually make a kid's pony when I get the murder streak gone. Thank you in advance, and please nothing over 1K, especially since I want the spawn of Satan, and nothing over 14.2, and no studs unless you can castrate before it leaves. I have a mini mare. What?
Nobody wants a baby like that.
Do you think this was a teenager that wrote this, and that's why they wrote, because I don't want my family to know?
Yeah, obviously it's a kid that wants a pony, but then she's going to tame it. Now here's the hot. Like, I would give her a hot tip is to take it into a lake and then get on it in the lake, and then you ride out of the lake and both of you are perfect. It was amazing.
There you go.
I mean,
Monty spent 80 years figuring out how to train a horse. This girl did it in 10 minutes.
It's all he had to do was ride the horse. You know what? I've got a little pond. I think I need to make it a little deeper before I don't think it's past their knees. But like, I didn't know all you had to do was ride a horse into a pond and then hop on it in the water. And then like, it's totally trained and show jumps.
And you are too.
Yeah. And you are too. You're going to be the best rider. This next one comes from, Obviously, we
been
need to get some of
blessed.
that in there. Chelsea sent this one in. Used horse trailers, Kentucky and Tennessee. Oh, Lord, it's our trailer of the week. Sort of. Good, solid, affordable trailer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 exclamation points. I purchased this trailer, but decided to go a different direction. Dot, dot,
No
dot, dot,
kidding.
dot, dot, dot.
'Cause it didn't
Yeah,
haul.
because you had a dead horse as it broke its leg and the pallet walls that are hung up. Trailer pulls great and can haul anything you want to haul. Capital WANNA, haul. Double floored. This gentleman, I purchased it from but shingles on the floor to make it to where the floor ain't slippery. The trailer is priced. The trailer is priced affordable for anyone who knows the worth of stock trailers. $75. I'll pay you to take it. With a little paint, this could be made a real nice trailer to use. 14 foot by 5 foot. For cheap. 9 exclamation points. Located in Wildersville, Tennessee.
Okay, I'm stuck on let's circle back to the floor. It's double floored because the gentleman he purchased it from put roofing shingles on the floor. So the floor isn't slippery. You know what roofing shingles are like. They do tear to shreds. If only you knew before you spent all that money on worm flooring that you could have just put roofing shingles
I could have
down.
just done roofing shingles. God.
You wasted your money, obviously. You could have done
so
this.
Stupid. So dumb.
Okay, that's a first. Roofing shingles on the floor. That's a first.
And the back door is like 2x4s that are nailed. I mean, there's a 1.5 foot in between, like 2 2x4s going north-south and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2x4s going east-west. And
very large holes in between.
A horse could just get out.
If they kick that back wall, by the way, they're screwed from the back outside. So if the horse kicks, they're all just going to pop out and the horse is going to be on the road. So
there's
there you go.
Many things wrong with this.
$1,000. You can have it, Jamie.
What a deal.
Drive into the lake. Oh, do the holy water. Drive it into the lake. Come on out. It'll be perfect.
It'll be perfect. It'll be brand new.
Amy sent this one in. Anyone know where I can purchase a mini horse or mini donkey tuxedo or bow tie? It's for a wedding. Don't judge.
Judging.
She wants to buy it just for the wedding. Then what?
What do you always say about having
Don't
animals
have
in the
animals
wedding?
at the wedding. You can have your dog if it's well trained, but that's all. No horses.
This is Rosie, Tambourine Mountain, Australia, Equine. Okay. 3 people sent this in.
All from Australia,
I think this
apparently.
is all from Australia. Horse adjustment available, which I believe that's boarding, right? That's what is. Yeah, adjustment is boarding. Horse adjustment available. I'm probably saying it wrong. Sorry. 4 spots available. $60 per horse. What?
It's adjustment is the practice of moving livestock from one property to another. It's a horse. It's a hauler, I think.
No.
Yeah, the person who takes the livestock is called an adjuster.
Okay, well, let me read the ad.
Okay.
Once it says 4 spots available, $60 per horse per week. 1 small paddock and 1 larger paddock available. I'm right. Would suit someone with 4 horses. You mean you plug something in on the internet and it might not be right?
That's what it said.
God. Would suit someone with 4 horses, someone with 1 horse and someone with 3 horses, or someone with 2 horses and someone else with 2 horses with ponies.
What?
Wait.
I have no idea.
Hold on, let me read that again. 4 spots available, $60 per horse per week. And they're going to let you know all of the different ways that they could fill it up with 2 horses. Let's do the math, people. Someone can have 4 horses, someone with 1 horse and someone else with 3 horses, or someone with 2 horses and someone else with 2 horses.
They felt the need to put that in the ad.
Okay, that's awesome. That is awesome.
I'm so glad when other countries get sent in because it makes me feel better.
I know. And German movies are just like American movies. And Australian ads are as bad as American ads. And sorry I didn't do that in the accent, but it's just, I'm just tired.
Do you want me to do the next one? It's long, but it's South Georgia. So
well, then I'm going to have to do it. This is the Southeast Georgia Horse and Tack Facebook page. Let's run a Facebook auction. Where do I even begin? Meet Catfish, a gray 12-year-old 14-2-ish gelding. Why is his name Catfish? Well, because that's not what the situation is. He is not gentle. He is not sweet. He is not handy broke like he was described. I know there's plenty of women out there who like unemotionally available men who think they can fix them. So I have faith that there's a barn he can call home because he is not welcome to stay at mine. With as fat as he is, I'm going to guess he's an easy keeper, but don't quote me 100% on that. He just got here. I did hop up on him bareback last night, and he didn't kill me, so that is a plus. He was dewormed today, and that's all about the positives I have. Happy bidding, and please don't call me to complain about your demon pony when you get him home. I tried to warn you.
At least it's honest. Got someone kicked this little thing, kicked his barn apart, ran away, crashed the fence all in one day.
Man, we're getting a lot of Georgia today too, because the next was Georgia, and you're reading that one.
Lindsay sent this one in. I don't know how I read this in accent. It's so short. ISO something XXX horses not tack and under. ISO. I'm seeking something XXX
Triple X.
horses not tack. And
is
under.
That triple X?
If it doesn't match the budget, don't comment.
Okay, I'm not going to comment and ask what the heck you're talking about.
I don't know. What is it about Georgia?
I don't know.
You
It's a
guys have
Georgia
school
day.
there? Do you go to school in Georgia?
Well, we don't go to school here in Oklahoma because everybody's sick. Allison sent the next one, and this is Pacific Northwest horses and tack.
Oh,
my
good.
God,
We're
there's a
finally out of
Facebook
Georgia.
page. I know. I am definitely in search of a unicorn blessed by a fairy that was born in the presence of a goddess on a new moon. That's the first. My horse passed away, leaving my 31-year-old border horse alone and stressed. I am not quite ready to look for another riding horse, but I was thinking an evil little sassy pony or donkey or something conjured with spitfire and sass. What? My border is an Arabian and has outlived all of his friends and is very spicy and despite his age, very agile. He needs
can't catch
something. He needs something that can keep up with him and just bossy enough to stand up to him. I have no kids or dogs, so if you have a pony who hates those, it will do just fine here. Just some barn cats who know to stay away from horses. 1.2 acres in Duval, Washington. Dry lot pasture can be in with border or separated if need be. Photo of border. His name is 40, and I adore him.
He's cute as hell, though. I gotta say.
What's the theme? Everybody wants an evil pony today.
Yeah, it's Devil Pony Day, apparently, here on the show. Wow.
Unbelievable.
It's cute, though. That one's cute. But doesn't look like he has an attitude.
His name is 40.
All right. Well, that's it. That's all the ads we have for today. And that's enough. Jamie's worn out from telling her stories. Hey, we got to go eat crappy food next. So that's in the post show. So auditors, hang on. We'll be doing Snacks of Spain. And if you'd rather watch it on video, we'll also post the video over on the Facebook page. And auditors, I had a chance also, if you haven't listened to it yet, you should. I got a lot of comments on it. I had a chance to sit down with Chip White, who is the brother of Vanna White. And he has a show where he interviews relatives of famous people. And I had a chance to just sit down and talk to him for half an hour. And it was a fascinating, fun conversation. I posted that in the auditor room and on the auditor feed. So take a listen to that. It was just fun to hang out with him. And he's the kind of guy you could definitely have a beer with. That's for sure. So check that out too. Have a great weekend, everybody. It's going to be warmer down here in the South. I don't know about you, but we're hitting 80 today. So,
well, I'm heading to Texas to go visit my mama's sister, and she's not doing so well. And my aunt and uncle are down in Dallas. So I'm heading down there now, and hopefully family weekend, and hopefully I can make a trip to Dover.
Well, I hope that whatever we have to eat in the post show doesn't make you sick for the trip.
Oh God, I'm excited.
Egg flavored
Bayonetta Gelt.
Is it over light eggs or hard-boiled eggs?
Oh, it's gonna be gross.